Chapter 27. Divided Forces 3 hours. I repeated, my mind racing through logistics. We need to split up. Gordon was already pulling out his radio. I'll mobilize every officer I trust to cover the utility sites. But if Penguin's coalition hits multiple locations simultaneously, they will— Dick interrupted. It's the smart play. Divide our attention, maximize chaos. My comm crackled again. Renee, get back to the bunker, Bruce said. We need to coordinate this properly. 5 minutes. The drive back through Gotham's snowy streets felt surreal. Dick drove while I stared out at the city, watching people go about their evening routines, completely unaware that in 3 hours, everything might change. Street vendors sold roasted chestnuts. Couples walked hand in hand past illuminated shop windows. Somewhere in this beautiful, broken city, Shrek and Penguin were finalizing their plan to hold it hostage. When we reached the bunker, Selina was already there, pacing like one of her cats. She changed into her Catwoman suit, black leather that gleamed under the fluorescent lights, the cat-eared cowl pushed back to reveal her face. Her blue eyes found mine immediately, and I saw the same fear I felt reflected there. Bruce had the main display showing a tactical map of Gotham, with 17 red dots marking Shrek's acquired properties and a larger circle around Robinson Park. Here's what we know. Bruce began without preamble. Shrek's moving the Ice Princess event to Robinson Park's pavilion at 8 p.m. That's prime-time television coverage, maximum public visibility. Selina intercepted communications suggesting he plans to demonstrate his insurance during the tree lighting ceremony, which means the capacitor array is functional, Dick said grimly. Not just functional, weaponized. Bruce pulled up schematics. The 17 utility junction points aren't just sabotage targets. They're nodes. If Shrek activates them simultaneously, they'll create a resonance pattern that feeds directly into his power plant's capacitor array. He'll be able to shut down Gotham's entire electrical grid with the flip of a switch. And hold the city hostage, Selina finished, her voice tight. Pay him for electricity or freeze in the dark. While Penguin's coalition uses the chaos to consolidate criminal control of entire neighborhoods, I added, it's elegant, terrifying but elegant. Alfred appeared at the bottom of the stairs, carrying a tray with coffee and sandwiches. I took the liberty of preparing provisions, he said calmly, as if we weren't planning to stop a citywide catastrophe. You'll need your strength. I grabbed a sandwich gratefully, realizing I hadn't eaten since yesterday. Selina did the same, and for a moment we stood shoulder to shoulder, drawing strength from each other's presence. We need to hit multiple targets, Bruce said. Renee, you take the Batmobile to Robinson Park. That's where Shrek will be, where the media attention focuses. You stop whatever demonstration he's planning. I nodded, swallowing my bite of sandwich. Selina, you're our infiltration specialist. Bruce's gaze shifted to her. You know Shrek's security protocols. I need you at the power plant's main facility. If we can't stop all 17 nodes from activating, you'll need to manually override the capacitor array before Shrek can weaponize it. The plant's going to be heavily guarded, Selina said, which is why you're not going alone. Bruce looked at Dick. Nightwing, you accompany Catwoman. Between your combat experience and her infiltration skills, you have the best chance of reaching the capacitor controls. Dick nodded once, already analyzing the blueprint Bruce had pulled up. What about the 17 nodes? I asked, Gordon spreading his trusted officers across them. I've sent him override codes for each junction. If his people can reach the control panels, they can disconnect Shrek's modifications before activation. Bruce's expression was grim. But Penguin's coalition will be targeting those same locations. Gordon's people will be in firefights. The weight of it pressed down on me. Hundreds of lives at stake. Multiple battlefields. And we were 4 people trying to hold back a tidal wave. Selina's hand found mine, squeezed once. When I looked at her, she smiled that dimpled, defiant smile that had first caught my attention in Shrek's office a lifetime ago. "We've got this," she said quietly. "Alfred, I need you monitoring emergency channels." Bruce continued. "Coordinate with Gordon's dispatch. Relay information to all 3 teams in real time." "Of course, sir." "And Bruce," I asked, "what's your role?" He turned from the display, and for a moment I saw not the tactical genius, not the legendary Batman, but a 65-year-old man who'd spent 40 years fighting this city's darkness. "I'm your eye in the sky," he said. "Traffic cameras, building security, satellite imagery. I'll be watching everything, coordinating your movements. And if things go sideways—" He paused. "I've got contingencies." I didn't ask what those contingencies were. Dick checked his weapons: Eskrima sticks, grappling gun, smoke pellets. Selina adjusted her whip on her belt. I felt the reassuring weight of my claws, the anesthetic coating still potent. We were as ready as we'd ever be. "One more thing." Gordon's voice came through the comm system. "We just got word. The Joker's transport to the courthouse for his parole hearing? It left Arkham 20 minutes ago. Route takes it right past Robinson Park." The room went silent. "That's not a coincidence," Dick said. "No," Bruce agreed. "It's not." I looked at Selina, then at Dick, then at Bruce's weathered face on the monitor. This was it, the moment where everything we'd built, everything we'd fought for, came down to 3 hours and 4 people against an army. "Stay alive," I said to all of them. "That's the priority. Unity means we all come home." Selina pulled me aside as Dick headed for his motorcycle and Bruce began running final diagnostics on the Batmobile's systems. "When this is over," she said, her hand cupping my cheek, "we're taking a vacation. Somewhere tropical. No costumes, no crime lords, just us." I leaned into her touch. "I'll hold you to that." Her kiss was fierce and quick, tasting of coffee and determination. Then we separated, her heading toward the equipment lockers where Dick waited, me toward the Batmobile's sleek black frame. My reflection stared back at me from its polished surface, a young woman in red armor about to drive into a war zone. Behind me, Alfred's voice was steady. "Miss Renee? Commissioner Gordon reports first contact at Junction 7. Penguin's forces are mobilizing." It had begun.